So, you know how sometimes you're just typing away in the zone and like muscle memory takes over
I know it all too well.
and then bam, you've written coming instead of, well,
Coming. Yeah, with one M. It's a really common one.
it's like a universal spelling struggle.
Uh,
And I bet a lot of our listeners have been there too, right? Staring at the screen wondering, is that right? Better double check.
Definitely. And the thing is, even though it feels like it should be spelled with two M's when you say it out loud.
Right. It just rolls off the tongue that way. Coming.
Exactly. But, and this is where the deep dive gets interesting, you sent us some great source material, and it turns out coming just flat out isn't a word. The correct spelling, no matter what, is coming with one M. Always.
See, this is why we do these deep dives.
Yeah.
Because it seems so counterintuitive. So, like, what's the deal with that? Why is this such a common mistake if it's so clear-cut?
All right, so let's break it down a bit, looking at some of those sources you sent. It all goes back to how our brains are wired for patterns in language. Think of other words where you do double the consonant before adding ing.
Okay, so like running, for one.
Perfect example.
Yeah.
Or swimming, winning.
Hugging.
Right, there's a whole bunch. And that right there, that's the pattern our brain latches onto. It's a pretty common rule in English.
Yeah.
If a verb ends in a single vowel followed by a single consonant, you often double the consonant before tacking on that ing.
So we see come, single vowel, single consonant, and our brain's like, boom, double that. Yeah.
Exactly. But here's the thing, and this is key. It's not about just blindly following a rule. It's about understanding where that rule applies.
So how do we avoid this misspelling trap? Besides just memorizing coming, of course.
It's all about the root word. That's what the source material really emphasized. Go back to the source come. No double M there, right? So when you add the ing, it doesn't magically gain an extra one. It stays simple. Coming.
Okay, so it's like a little mental reset button. Forget the ing for a second, rewind back to the root, and you're good to go. Simple, but effective.
Exactly. And, this whole deep dive into coming versus coming really gets you thinking, are there other spelling rules out there just waiting to trip us up?
Right, because, I mean, if this one tripped us up, it makes you wonder how many other words we've been misspelling without even realizing it.
It really makes you think about how we communicate, right? Like, is perfect spelling really the ultimate goal? Or is it more about getting your message across in a way that's clear and understandable, something to ponder?
Absolutely, food for thought. And hey, listeners, if you have any similar spelling or grammar conundrums, send them our way. We'd love to do a deep dive.
We'll be here, ready to unpack those language mysteries.